Yeah, I like these guys.
Oh, dude, you should definitely check them out.
Pussifer?
Pussifer. Like, you know, the lady part. And,
And the devil. Yes. Yeah. It's very, very smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, it's truly good shit.
Dude, I think they work really well with Primus. I think that show would be freaking amazing. Yeah.
So, yeah, the well, first off, it's the first episode of Mentally Ill I've done in at least 4 months. So today's a big day, and I'm so super grateful I got my boy Cedric on here with me.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, man, thanks for coming out. Seriously,
Yeah, man.
Can't think of a better way to spend a Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, dude.
But going back to Pussifer, like what we were just listening to, I was trying to introduce Pussifer to Cedric, and brings me back to what I was saying a little bit ago, which was Pussifer, A Perfect Circle, and Primus went on tour 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. Might have been 1 year, but 1 or 2 years ago. And it was the coolest experience. I went with my brother, who's also a big Tool, Perfect Circle, Pussifer fan.
Yeah.
But he's also, fan of Primus. I'm a bass player. You can't be a bass player and not be a fan of Primus.
Oh, hell no.
But dude, it was the coolest setup I'd ever seen for a concert, because you're sitting there looking at the stage and every band already had its equipment set up. Like the stage was big enough to where like A Perfect Circle's drum kit and all of their stuff was set up over here. And then back here in the back, Primus and their drum kit and all that was already set up there. And over here was A Perfect Circle, or I can't remember if it's the Pussifer first or Perfect Circle. But basically all three bands were set up already on stage. And so when the show started, it was A Perfect Circle. They played 3 songs, and then they leave the stage right when the next band is playing. And
so sick.
Like Primus played 3 songs after them. Then Primus gets off right when Pussifer is picking up with 3 songs.
That's sick.
And they just did that for like almost 3 hours.
Huh.
Like 3 songs, 3 songs, 3. It was like the coolest shit I've ever seen at a concert.
Like that transition like that. I've seen that one time at a concert. It was probably the coolest thing. It was recently. I went with my girlfriend and we went to the Greenfield Lake, whatever.
Yeah, I love that place.
Yeah, a lot of it was like a little like it was set up by like this whole company that was like for like little kids to like do their performance, which was like cool. They weren't my kids. I don't have kids, so like I was like but it was cool because they kind of just like kept like all of a sudden just like they would be off, another band would be on, and then it was just like switch in and out like real quick like that.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I liked, because also like we went there for like a local band that my girlfriend like works with one of the guys in it, so we went for them, and it was just like a very smooth transition, and then transition back, and then there was a bunch of like local bands there. It was really awesome. Cool. Yeah, it was really cool. It's something that I think I would want to get into eventually.
Yeah. I heard actually heard Maynard on a podcast shortly after that. In case you don't know, Maynard is the lead singer to Pussifer.
Amazing.
Yeah. And Perfect Circle and Tool. And he was like, the person who was interviewing him asked him like about that setup, like having all 3 bands ready to go on stage all at one time. And he was like, what made you guys think about that? And he was like, we wanted it to feel like it feels at practice, like at rehearsal, and it just, I don't know, it's a very cool feel about it. It's like everybody's together just doing their thing.
Exactly. And it's super flowy.
Yes.
I like the flowiness of it all.
Yes.
That's my favorite part about the whole thing. Absolutely.
Yeah. It was badass.
Badassitude.
And basically, all 3 of those bands, Perfect Circle, Pussifer, and Primus, they're all going to They're doing a tour again right now. May 10th, they're going to be in Raleigh or Charlotte. I can't remember. But
in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, even though it's the exact same show as I saw before, I'd totally go see it again.
Oh, yeah. You kidding me?
But speaking of bands and shows, so wait, that's the Pulitzer for tickets. Yeah, so we got, where is it? Here it is. PNC Arena, Charlotte. Yep, May 10th, which is the day after my birthday.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. But what were we talking about before? Oh yeah, dude, Live Oak.
Yeah.
So here in Wilmington, man, we got some kind of big bands coming through.
It's what it sounds like, dude.
I'm loving it. So yeah, there's a Mastodon. What does that say? Cambria? Yeah, Cambria and with Mastodon. Coheed.
I don't think I know them at all.
I don't know the first two at all, but I definitely know Mastodon. They're maniacs. Then you got Dispatch playing June 8th.
Awesome.
Dude, Black Keys, June 11th. I would really like to catch that.
I would love to see a Black Keys concert.
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
I was talking to somebody last week who has seen them like 2 or 3 times, and they say they're exceptional live.
I believe it.
I believe it too.
I believe it.
But then we also got Slightly Stupid on June 14th. Got Glass Animals June 15th. I actually went to see Glass Animals at the place we're talking about.
Really?
Yeah, a year or 2 ago. I took my wife. She had never heard of him. It was a good show. Like, I'm not a huge Glass Animals fan, but
yeah, they're like my mom. My mom loves them.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Glass Animals. She loves like AJR, like stuff like that. And then the other day, she sent me like a rap song out of nowhere. I was like,
your mom did?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I was like, wow. And it was like awesome. It was badass. It's called Built Different. I was like, no way.
What's the artist?
It's a White Lotus. Or something, or Red Lotus, or something like that. I'm not really too sure.
Okay.
But it was sick. And I was very surprised that my mom would send me anything like that.
Yeah, right?
I was like at work,
It's kind of funny.
just getting there. And I was like training the other guy. And I was like, yeah, my mom just sent me a rap song.
Yeah, dude. Mom just sent me some trap music.
Yeah, it's all right.
But who else, dude? So Slightly Stupid.
Yeah, Slightly Stupid.
Glass Animals.
Goose,
yeah.
I've heard good things. I've never listened to Goose.
My mom has actually got tickets to see Goose because
Really?
her brother is coming into town around that time, and he's apparently a Goose fan. So she
He's a goose head.
he's a goose head. Yeah. Is that what they call him?
I don't know.
It should be.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, so she's like, I'm gonna go see Goose. I don't know anything about him, but I was like, shit, it should be cool. Look, dude, Dwight Yoakam.
I don't think I know Dwight Yoakam.
So Dwight Yoakam is like a country singer, but I like him best in. Have you ever seen the movie Crank with Jason Statham, where they inject him? He's a hitman.
Oh,
they inject it with that thing that slows down his.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah,
yes.
he's got to
yes.
he's got to continuously like do things that amp up his adrenaline. So anyway, Dwight Yoakam is the dude that plays the doc. Like the doctor that he keeps calling.
No way.
He's like, holy shit, Chev, you should have been dead like 5 fucking hours ago. Yeah, so Dwight Yoakam.
That's awesome. Rainbow Kitten Surprise. I love those guys.
I've never heard of them.
Really? They're good. It's like good indie music.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds a little femme fatale.
Not even a little bit.
Really?
Oh, yeah, dude. It's all dudes.
Rainbow Kitten Surprise.
It's badass, dude. It's badass.
I'm going to have to check it out.
Yeah. No, Rainbow Kitten Surprise is fun. Gary Clark Jr. is like insane at the guitar.
Oh, yeah, right there. July 6th.
That guy is insane. I was like listening to him.
It says lower prices underneath. Okay.
It's got to be good.
Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, dude, yes.
July 25th. And there's Primus.
And then Primus.
That's what got us talking about Pussifer and A Perfect Circle in the first place is because Primus will be there July 26th at the Live Oak Bank Pavilion here in good old Wilmington, NC. So I guess they will have just gotten done with the...
with that tour.
Yeah, with that tour.
That's so sick, dude.
Cypress Hill.
And Atmosphere. Dude, both those guys, I love them.
August 10th, yes.
Mm-hmm. Camp.
I don't know Camp.
Camp, they're good. They're a good, like, indie band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Starting to see you kind of dig the indie vibe.
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially lately. It's been a lot of that. I mean, I grew up, like, listening to, like, punk and, like, heavy rock and roll. And, oh, dude, Tedeschi Trucks Band, that guy, insane at the guitar.
Really?
Insane. He played with B.B. King.
Oh,
like a while
nice.
back. And B.B. King said, like, you know, if I was a girl, like, I'd probably, like, drop my clothes listening to you play the guitar.
Nice.
Like, dude, he was just, like, obsessed with him. And
dude,
he's so
to have
good.
B.B. King say that to you about...
Insane, dude.
Yes.
Insane. Yeah, he was doing, like, he and his wife do that band. He, like, played for the Allman Brothers for a little bit.
Oh, okay. So this guy's
Yeah.
basically a legend.
Dude, yes.
Okay.
For sure.
How do you say it?
Tedeschi Trucks Band.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I might be fucking that up. I really don't know.
Close enough.
Close enough, but that's so cool.
And then John Legend, which is not really my vibe, but
No.
I know this would make my mom's entire year if I were to get her some tickets for Mother's Day.
I mean, it would be legendary.
Ah, see what you did there?
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Give her 2 tickets for Mother's Day. Be like, take whoever you want.
Yeah.
Not me.
Not me. But you take whoever you want, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Mother's Day is coming up soon, huh?
I think it's May 10th. Dude, it might even be on my birthday, May 9th,
Holy shit.
which is next Friday.
Yeah. I think it's weird because I'm like so far away from home. Like home is Colorado, so being out here, it's like, I don't know, I don't really think about that stuff too much. you know?
Right? You're removed from the mother, so maybe not think about the mother.
No,
on
I walked into
Mother's Day.
CVS the other day and they had Mother's Day like balloons. I was like, is Mother's Day like soon?
What?
I don't even know.
Always makes me feel like I'm behind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, never,
Oh, yeah.
never can I catch up.
It's so true.
It is.
It's so true. And I think just like being an adult and like, you know, doing all that stuff and adulting.
Adulting.
Sometimes it just removes me from like all those things. I have to take time to like pause and get back to what's like really important to me.
Yeah. Nah, man, like the whole culture's set up to distract you from like what's important.
Oh yeah, dude. Now, there's so much shit out there. I mean, you look at like TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. It's like there's so many ideas that everybody has, and like there's this whole narrative that's going around. It's just like you have to be better than like this, or like you have to be like internet famous, and you have to look really pretty, and blah 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 blah. It's like, I don't know, dude. I think the more I live and the more I grow, it's like the more I'm like, I really don't have to do any of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, well said. And I can relate. I feel the same way. That's one of the gifts of getting older, man, is that, you know, the stuff that I was really concerned about and worried about in high school is
Yeah, dude.
just so not important
Not important at all.
at all.
No, I live a much better life today because I don't worry about that stuff anymore.
Yeah, dude. Like, when I was in high school, I think my senior year of high school, Facebook had just come out, but it was in colleges only because it
Yep.
started as a college, university only.
Yeah, like a
type thing.
Harvard only thing.
Yeah. But I've said this before, dude. I am so grateful that social media did not exist when I was in high school.
Yeah, dude. It was a wild time.
Yeah.
Wild, dude.
Dude, like my life would have been ruined so many times over if people had like a high definition 4K video recorder in their pocket while I was in high school. So growing up these days must be just, I don't know,
Dude,
man.
me in high school, like, especially because, like, dude, I did, like, I was messed up, like, a lot. So, like, people would, like, videotape me and, like, send it around, and I was just like, there's this whole like, I mean, everything spread so fast.
Mm-hmm.
There was never like, you weren't safe doing
You
anything.
were not safe.
No, and especially for myself, because I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna post this stuff because I'm super cool. But no, everybody's like, Cedric, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Don't do that. Just don't do that.
I remember I posted a photo of like a airsoft gun, but I was holding it the wrong way, so the handle was like pointing like this.
Oh.
So the gun was like down, but the handle was pointing towards my head. I was like, oh, dude, this is like super funny, super quirky. And like my
Yo, it's a
mom.
cold world, baby. Got to pack my own heat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. But my mom saw it. My mom's friends saw it. My aunt saw it. And they were all like, is Cedric okay? What's happening, dude?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You fucking youngin'.
Yeah.
I turn 40 next Friday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for not shaming me.
No. The shame comes later.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Glad I got something to look forward to.
Yeah, that's right. I don't want you to feel left out. Yeah. No, yeah, man. 22, being 22, this was a thought I had recently. Is like, because just the person I am, I'm a very like maturer person, you know, than a lot of 22-year-olds.
Definitely.
I think that's mostly just because like I've put a lot of effort and work into my life to get to the point that I am today.
Yes.
But I've always been called an old soul and like a, you know, like I've always imagined myself as like, man, dude, like I was born in the wrong era.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
No, I can relate.
Oh yeah, man. But I think that was like a big thought back in the day. But now I'm like really glad I was born in this era because I can make this change now. Because who knows if I was born back then, like what would have happened to me?
Right.
You know, I think I could have gotten away with a lot more. Yeah. But now it's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm always being watched. I'm like, my parents can track me.
You are.
Know? Yeah, exactly.
Like, dude, this was years ago, so it's no doubt intensified exponentially. But like a few years ago, I remember reading some article somewhere that was talking about if you're in Manhattan and you walk 3 city blocks, you've appeared on like over 5,000 cameras.
That's insane.
Or something like that. Like,
oh, hell.
The only privacy we have anymore is what's between our ears.
That's so true, man.
And they're probably working on a way to.
I mean, yeah, I saw recently they're gonna put like a brain chip or something, or like some sort of chip. I don't know. I'm not up to date with all of the new technology stuff.
It scares me.
It scares me too,
It's
man.
fucking
Dude,
terrifying.
I saw something. They put like a chip in your hand so you can just pay. You can just
Yes, yes.
What?
I've seen that.
That's insane.
That is.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all, man.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. No, I'd much rather just like go out in the wilderness and like fend for myself.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I always thought like how cool would it be to be born back in like I don't know, dude, like Roman days, like Roman Empire days, but the one thing I'd want to take back with me is medicines. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, dude.
Like if I could go back and live in that time with penicillin and like Tylenol and shit, like that'd be where it's at.
Oh yeah, dude.
And a toothbrush.
Right. And yeah, all that stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have a lot of nice things now. Like back in the day, I always think about like showering and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, people didn't do that.
You know, like the bouquet that
Yes.
that women hold whenever they're getting married. The bride holds that. Like that tradition came from. It was nothing to go a week or two without bathing back then, and so the bouquet of flowers was to help mask the BO.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like that's where that tradition came from, dude.
That's hilarious.
Crazy,
dude.
right?
Holy shit. Yeah, dude, because now, like, dude, I talked to my girlfriend. She's like, yeah, I do, like, shower. Like, I do, like, 3 shampoos and blah, 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 blah.
3 shampoos?
Dude, I don't know. That's the way to do it, I guess. I'm not like a hair connoisseur by any means.
Yeah, dude.
But it's like, dude, yeah, you need the first shampoo to get your hair like completely clean, and then you need the second one to really get in there.
Oh God.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know.
Nah, man. The more I'm sitting here looking at this concert of Primus, Pussifer, and A Perfect Circle, I think I'm gonna have to do this. I think.
Yeah.
My birthday present to me.
You should.
I should.
You should.
Dude, the thing is that concerts are so expensive now. Like,
yes.
And I know it's because live music shows is where musical artists make the majority of their money now.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, music's so widespread and can be streamed, you know?
Well, it's interesting because you can make money off of, like, Spotify, Apple Music, like, stuff like that. Like, there is, like, money you get. Like, enough money to live on.
Right.
You know? But, like, to get more money to, like, put out more things and more marketing and blah, 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 blah. Like, you go on tours because that's where you make the most amount of money.
Right.
Because you're getting people to, like, pay all this money for, like, tickets. And, like, especially if it's a tour, like, around the U.S. or, like, around Europe or whatever. Like, you do that. You sell your shirts.
Yeah,
you know?
merchandise.
Exactly. Like, that's a majority of it. But you do get, like, those residuals from, like, the music that you've made and people are listening to it. Even from, like, I think the radio, too.
Well, yeah, no doubt. But, I mean, even in my lifetime, like the very first concert I ever went to, I was 15, and I went to, they called it the Sanitarium Tour. It was Metallica,
Sick.
System of a Down, Power Man 5000, Korn, and Kid Rock.
Dude, what?
Yeah. And I remember, like it was yesterday, tickets to that show were like $47.
That's insane.
You know what I mean?
What the hell?
Like Dave Matthews Band played at the Live Oak Pavilion that we were just looking at upcoming shows. Dude, and a ticket was like $370.
Yeah,
like
it's
they're making it to where like only the very well off can even go to a show.
Well, it's like I think they up the price the closer the show goes. So I think if you buy it like in advance, you know, it's probably around that $47 mark.
I don't know, dude. You might be able to get like here. Let's see what those ticket prices were for. Okay, let's see if I was trying to get those John Legend tickets for my mom for Mother's Day. Okay, here we go. John Legend is checking availability. Limited inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just 2 tickets.
Yeah,
So,
$139
Lawn.
each. On the lawn?
Lawn.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean,
dude.
and this is in October.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of shoots the whole...
Fence only 181 days away.
Yeah, it's crazy. And Mama Dukes is not trying to sit in the lawn. I'd have to get her something.
Like right, yeah, 260.
So right there, yeah, $260 for 1 ticket. Everything's so expensive.
Everything is so expensive. Yeah, it's so true.
Well, yeah, going back to you and I were talking about, you know, thank God there weren't videos, you know, phones that could take videos in high school, all that stuff. And you were talking about how you believe that you have done a lot of growing, a lot of maturing over the last year even. And
Yeah.
I can certainly vouch for that. And you were telling me that, like, you know, as part of like your reinventing yourself, you thought up this project that you and another friend of yours have been working on recently, and
Yeah.
and like you got it patent, right? Like LLC.
Yes, we got the LLC.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it all. So
what's it called?
it's called the Getaway Perch. And
The Getaway Perch.
yeah, it all started. So I met my buddy, and you know, just one day we were hanging out, and he brought up, it was like December, you know, and he was like, "Dude, let's go camping tonight." I said, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "No, I'm serious. Like, we're going camping tonight." I said, okay, let's do it.
December.
Absolutely. December. Yeah. You know, and I'm from Colorado, so I was like, yeah, there's no snow on the ground, so like it's gonna be fine, you know. And we were very non-prepared. All we had was a tent and blankets, so we had to go. Actually, no.
Where were you gonna go?
Carolina Beach State Park.
Oh, like the north end of Carolina Beach? Yeah, that's fine.
So actually, we didn't have a tent. We had to go to Walmart and buy a tent. So we went, bought a tent, bought some firewood, some more stuff, and like some hot dogs. And we're driving over there, and we thought we could get there like a little bit later, like after sundown. We thought like the gate was still going to be open.
Who had 4-wheel drive? Because you have to have 4-wheel drive.
Not to get back there. It's all like, it's fine. I mean, I have all-wheel drive. It was fine.
We're talking about the same thing, right? Like on the sand.
Not on the sand.
Oh,
no.
okay.
It's the Carolina Beach State Park.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Before you go over the bridge.
Yeah, it's like right after, and they got like a bunch of camping sites.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant like the north end of CB.
No, like that's like Curry Beach.
Nah, Curry Beach is like south.
Yes.
So the north end is like, it's like north end of Carolina Beach stops.
Mm-hmm.
There's the inlet, and then that's where Masonboro Island starts.
Oh.
So, yeah. So what you're saying is you went to the state park where they got little, like, basically lots cleared for, like, RVs, stuff like that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they got, like, trails all through there. It's super cool, man.
That is cool.
But, yeah, we bought a campsite for the night, you know? Like, we were all good to go. And we
How much was it? Do you remember?
It wasn't that expensive. I want to say it was, like, 20.
Like $20 just,
really wasn't
just
bad.
for, like, this little allotted area. Okay.
Yeah, it really wasn't bad. And we go, and the gate's closed. We're like, fuck. What we do? So we decided to go and park at the Food Lion, get some more wood, and we decided to basically just hike in. So we had like a backpack. I was carrying all of the blankets and a wood thing, and then Wyatt was carrying a bunch of shit in the wood thing, and in his backpack we had like all the food and like stuff, and we only brought 2 bundles of wood. so we go, and we're
no
hiking
doubt
in.
it was like the firewood you can buy at the gas station.
Oh, absolutely,
for
dude.
like $15
Yes.
for like 8 pieces of wood.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. We definitely should have bought more wood. But so we go, and we're hiking in, and you know, we get there, we're all like really stoked. We set up the tent. We're like, let's get this fire going, and roasting some weenies. And
You party animal.
I know. And then he brought up the idea of like, he's always wanted to travel around and just like, and write this book basically on just like different people's experiences, and you know, really get to know different cultures, and like interview people, you know, and write in this book, and like have adventures with this thing. And I've always, since I was a young kid, wanted to like do a documentary real bad. Always wanted to do that. And so we're kind of like, oh, we should kind of like bring these ideas together, you know, because like this whole time he's been alluding to this thing he had to tell me at this camping trip.
Oh, so like he was like, let's go camping. There's something I need to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Making me real nervous.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, dude, don't get me out here in the woods to tell me that you're in love with me, please. I've had a rough week.
Yeah. So we go out there, and he's telling me, and that's the thing he needs to tell me, is like, he wants to write this book. And he wants me to help him do it. And we're like, okay, so how do we get to like travel and like do this stuff? And we came up with this idea of the Getaway Perch, where we'll sell shirts of like different stuff. If you scroll down, you can actually, we did a little photo shoot of our shirts. So those are our shirts.
Oh, nice.
You can just scroll. Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah, super cool. We do the art and everything. So me and my buddy Wyatt, we made these shirts, you know, and like decided to do some drop shipping, and we sold them to some of our friends, and we're trying to let this like take off, you know, and it all starts with the shirts.
I love the emblem. What's that say? All my homies' hats?
All my homies hate.
Oh, hate.
Yes.
Okay.
All my homies hate. It's kind of like keep Austin weird, like we don't want any more people to like move to Wilmington.
I second that.
So it's like we make shirts to be like, oh yeah, Wilmington sucks, but in reality, like it's really cool.
Yes.
So like we don't want anybody to know. So that's kind of like why we made these.
I really dig the artwork. So who did that?
Yeah, that's Wyatt.
That's Wyatt.
Wyatt did that. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Wyatt, man.
Nah, he's the guy.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So Wilmington, the getaway perch.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And we got some more.
Yeah, here, have at it.
Yeah. We got the sobriety fucks shirts. Oh no.
Oh, what happened?
Oh.
Oh, there
we go. Yeah, but we got the sobriety fucks shirts.
Oh,
These are kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that.
It's kind of like the thank you bags.
Yeah.
I don't know, I really like this one.
I do too.
Yeah. And that's like, we just went out with our friends and did like a fun little photo shoot.
Is
thing.
Wyatt in that picture?
So that's Wyatt right there.
Gotcha.
That's the guy. That's him right there.
Sobriety fucks.
Yeah, that's my best friend right there. And we've been like so hyped about this whole t-shirt company,
Nah, dude, that's awesome.
It's super badass, and along with all the shirts, we also have like this one, which is just our logo.
Yeah. The little bird on the twig.
That's right, man.
The getaway perch.
But along with that, we do like little like words from people. So like this is a guy we knew, and we got him to say some words, So we have like the whole thing here. It's kind of like
Let me see. After years of destroying my life with drugs and alcohol, I finally met my match. Alcohol was my master. It was my solution. My solution to stop being myself. A solution to numb my pain and my feelings. Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
It was a self-righteous act of self-righteous act of convincing myself what I was doing was okay. I convinced myself that all the harm I had caused myself was okay. The despairing family and endless jobs I've quit was okay. Then calamity hit. I had reached a significant bottom that I knew I couldn't get out of. Not by myself anyways. Here I am 3+ years sober from drugs and alcohol. The year of 2024 was filled many ups. I think he meant with many ups
Probably.
and downs as life goes. Now, surprise closure of my restaurant by the owners, endless doctor's appointments to treat my body that I've neglected for so long. I knew I no longer had the impulsive and compulsive actions to drink. I had to keep going through life sober, clear-headed, and with my rejuvenated sense of connection to my real friends that I've met along the way. Life is beautiful if I let it be.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, so we get some people and we'll get their words from them and post a little photo, Like there he is.
Which is kind of like what the book was supposed to be, right?
Yeah, and so we still want to do the book. It's taken a little bit of a back burner. I think we just have a lot of ideas of what we want to do, and we want to accomplish them all, obviously. But I think it's just we need to take it one step at a time. So like this is kind of like our first part, and then we want to start our own podcast of like interviewing people, so it's mainly focused on the other person of just like interviewing like their whole life, their story, like get inspiration, hope, just all of it, man. I just want to like hear people's story because everybody has a story that's worth listening to, because everybody has a life. And I think life for me has just become such a beautiful thing, and I want to see it from all of the different perspectives that everybody has, because not every perspective is going to be the same, and because everybody's different. So I really appreciate just everybody's story and hearing that, and kind of, people that are in recovery, people that are homeless, people that have come from nothing and gained a lot, people that are rich and whatever, all sides of life, all walks of life, old, young, whatever, everything in between. I want to hear it all, I think I told Wyatt, I was like, I want to interview the world.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that is something that would be really cool. That's why we want to go travel and like experience different cultures and, do all that stuff. And along with all that, the money from our shirts, there's a big percentage of that. We're taking like 50%. We're giving it to nonprofits. And
Oh, that's awesome, man.
yeah, and like different things that we want to help out, like homeless shelters and, environmentalism stuff. And we just want to support any way we can. And this is kind of like our way of helping, I think ever since, because on my sobriety journey, like I realized like I really do want to help people and do that for people. So this is kind of my way of doing it. That's like a little different, a little like alternative almost, but it's really cool. And I get a lot of fulfillment out of it. And so, yeah, like right now it's been shirts, and I think we're setting up our website now. Like I just bought a Shopify account for all that stuff. So that's like really cool. And then we're going to try to get just like a bunch of shirts, and we're about to drop another line of shirts. It's going to be really fun. But yeah, the majority of it is like we go and we take pictures of places, and we do like little inspirational things, and try to sell as many shirts as possible, really. Right now that's the goal. We just want to sell a bunch of shirts so that not only we can help out, but we can continue to do the things that we want to do, like get cool podcast stuff for like a good podcast, and have a good setup in that way, get good cameras so we can do like cool documentaries on stories that we find like super intriguing or whatever. And just kind of like experience and go on that adventure of life, through that way. And I think almost like that is going to give us a direction in life that's going to be like really cool. And I think I would go on so many more adventures just doing that. And I mean, already, like, dude, I've gone on like so many adventures already, and I just want to continue doing that. I mean, I'm so young. I have so much ahead of me. Mm-hmm. And I'm grabbing life by the balls right now, and trying to take advantage of that.
Hell yeah, dude. No, I love so much of what you just said. Like, I love the idea. I love that you guys are doing like an artistic expression. You have like this artistic outlet, which are the shirts. I love that you're involving the community, because like, the guy's story I just read, being on your Instagram page. Mm-hmm. I love that, that people are getting to participate in that along the way. I love that it's gonna, hopefully, potentially have you guys traveling, and the fact that you're giving 50% of proceeds to some charity or whatever has caught your eye at the moment, mm-hmm. man. Like that's a beautiful thing. It sounds like, in the past you may not necessarily have been doing as well as you're doing right now, and so this is very much a way for you to like make amends.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is definitely part of like the making amends process in my life, because I definitely burned down a lot of bridges, and kind of like when I was out there like using and drinking and all that stuff, like very much I never believed in like the human process or like the ability to connect.
Right.
And I think the Getaway Perch is a very good way, for me at least, to connect to other people and to connect to a bigger community in general. And I think like that can help a lot of people in that way. We also want to throw events and like stuff like that to like build more community, mm-hmm. In that way. I mean, community is one of the most important things that I've found in life. There was like a book about a guy going away to the wilderness and came back, and he was like, yeah, I think the secret to life is like connection,
I couldn't agree more, man.
Yeah.
Like the one thing that I think I've learned, like I said, I dated myself a little bit ago, but I turned 40 next Friday, mm-hmm. and I've had some crazy experiences. I've had some really good experiences. I've had some nightmarish experiences. and everything in between. And honest to God, I think the purpose of this thing we call life is connection.
Yeah.
And helping others.
Absolutely.
Like that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Life is about relationships, connecting, and helping someone else out of their plight or out of their struggle in some way.
Absolutely. And I think that holds a lot of merit, and there's like, I meet so many people, and there's so many different ways that people go about life. And that's just so interesting, like everybody wants connection and everybody wants love, and everybody, wants just like that broader sense of community. And there's just different ways that people do it. People make careers out of it. People like have their little clubs on the side, whatever it is. But there's always like that form of connection. When I see happy people, they're connecting.
Yep.
They're like, they have these plans, these, whatever, like they have their week planned out of like, okay, like I have book club every Friday, and like they look forward to Friday because it's book club. Even it's just like the little things that really stand out,
Well, that's like their network.
Exactly.
Like people that do book clubs, and like I work with a couple older gentlemen, like 65 years old, that do at their church, they have a men's group that meets like every Monday or Tuesday or something. And it's like, that's their community outlet. That's where they get to plug in.
No, exactly.
To connect.
It's like my dad is part of like the Masonic Lodge, like a Freemason, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Which like I get a lot of bad rap.
I was about to say, Freemason, like depending on who you talk to, that's like basically like Illuminati. Right?
Yeah. My dad brought it up. He's like, yeah, dude, like if I was in the Illuminati and like had control of the world, like I would have done a lot more things.
Right?
And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I think just a lot of people don't know really what it's about. But I think a big thing of it is that connection. My dad's older and whatever. And that's like a big, like he looks forward to that stuff so much. That's just his like every Thursday or every, once a month on Thursday. That's what he does. And he loves it so much.
Well, yeah, it's the, as you get older, life gets super busy, especially if you got, a wife and kids, job. And it's like, it's so easy to busy yourself into isolation.
Absolutely.
And so anybody that has any kind of outlet, a social network, like for your dad, it's the Freemason thing, It's like for the guy I mentioned, it's his, men's group at church. And for you, it's like you're basically, what I'm hearing is y'all are basically creating a new way for people to come together and have that connection and community. So let me recap, make sure I got all this right. So you and your boy Wyatt are hanging out one day. He's like, yo, we need to go camping, and I got something I need to talk to you about. So y'all go buy a tent and get out there, get everything set up. And now it's like, all right, dude, what did you want to talk to me about, And this was it, huh? He was talking about, I want to make a company. Did he already have the name for it, or is that something that came later?
We did a lot of trial and error with it. We even used ChatGPT at some point, but we ended up on the Getaway Perch. It was like something Bloom or the Perch Blue. I don't know. There's a lot of variations on it.
I really dig the Getaway Perch.
Yeah.
I like that.
It came to fruition because like, so my friend, like he does art, and I was looking at one of his like artwork things. It was just like, it looked like just like a little bunch of doodles on this canvas. And there was one, it was like a bird. And I was like, I don't know why it just stood out to me like so much. And I was like, we need this bird. This bird is the face of our company. Okay. Like, it has to be this bird. He was like, what? Really? Like, I don't understand why you're so obsessed with this bird. I was like, no, it has to be the bird. And so that's kind of like where we got like, you know, the Perch part of it, you know, it's like you're going away and you're just like landing,
Yeah.
you're watching what's going on out there.
It's
you
like
know?
disconnect from all the crazy,
Right.
the nonsense
Yes.
that we get roped into on our day to day. Get away, disconnect, unplug, come chill and reconnect.
That's
with
right.
What's important.
Exactly. It's almost like the whole like concept of like pausing, you know, like especially when life gets like super crazy. You know, it's like super important just like pause and like take a step back, look at what happened. You know, it's getting away and like perching and viewing.
I like that.
You know,
Reflect.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what, you know, the Getaway Perch is all about. You know, we just want people to like listen to the stories that are out there that hopefully they will inspire somebody else to do something amazing or, you know, whatever, and help people follow their dreams. Because really, like, we only got one life, and it's like, why not do the most with what you got, you know, and do all the things you want to do.
I couldn't agree more, man. I was speaking with somebody not too long ago, and we were talking about the younger, I mean, it's everybody, but especially the younger generation. Like, let's say 18 and under.
Yep.
Everyone is on their phone, dude. Like, everyone is on their devices. And I don't know when it occurred to me, but ever since it occurred to me, I can't get it out of my head. I'll walk by and I'll see all these young people on the phone. It's like, during the time you're spending on that phone scrolling or whatever it is you're doing, you're continuing to get further and further away from what might be your gift, your calling. For instance, you know, if Mozart had, you know, the new iPhone 16
Right.
and all he did was scroll and get on social media, which, by the way, studies have shown it's not even controversial anymore. It's a fact. Like, spending X amount of time and more on Facebook, Instagram, you know, TikTok, all of that, it is confirmed through scientific study and analysis that social media has a direct correlation to depression and anxiety.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, I fall into that too. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, I am young. I grew up with technology all around me, you know. I grew up like playing games on the computer. I've been playing Minecraft and like stuff like that. And that's always like, I find myself when I'm like bored, when I don't know what to do, I just get on my phone. Sort of like an easy escape.
Yep.
It's that easy, just like, you know.
And that's what I'm saying is like through everybody just kind of following that path that you just touched on. It's like, when are these people supposed to find out that they're the next, I don't know, Tony Hawk? They're the next, you know, rock star. They're the next amazing artist, the person that cures cancer, the person that, it's like, when are these people, these kids, supposed to discover that about themselves if all they're doing is scrolling on the phone?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, it's tough for sure. You know, I think like I've wasted so much, if I really think about it. Like, I've wasted so much time just scrolling, you know? And I used to be really bad. And I know a lot of people that are really bad still, you know? But, like, I think it's important for me, I don't know, having gone through, like I went to wilderness therapy. And having gone through that, I didn't have a phone for 3 months, you know? Mm-hmm. I didn't, you know, have any technology for 3 months. And that was like a really good, like, disconnect, kind of just like, holy shit, you know, like living life. I felt more in my body. I felt more just active. I felt like I wanted to go do more things. And my brain, I almost felt like I was thinking a little bit clearer and like able to like make more decisions and blah, 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 blah. And I think like the phone, dude, like this thing right here just takes a lot of that. I think it almost like sometimes for me just saps my creative outlet and energy.
Oh, for sure.
And just so fast.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I'm not talking nothing but shit about phones because it's an incredible tool.
It is. Absolutely.
It's an incredible tool. Like you can learn things, you can make money, like just off of your phone.
I know.
But the problem is that most people aren't doing those things.
Right.
They're distracting.
Yes. And I know for me, like, I'll have those grand ideas of like, when I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to be a YouTuber and like have lots of YouTube money, you know? And I made like, maybe like, I made a few like little skits. I mean, they were ridiculous. And like half the time I would sit there like scrolling and being like, I'm never going to be as good as this person. No way I could ever do anything like that. Like that just seems like so much work and blah, 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 blah.
It's that comparison.
Absolutely.
And comparison is the thief of joy.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it just like sucks. It like pulls the rug out from under you, you know? Because like, yeah, I want to do those things. I want to like be able to be that creative in that way and have these thoughts in my brain like come to fruition in a video and blah, 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 blah. But it's just like so, I don't know. It can be really tough when you're like scrolling and just you see it and you're like, oh, well, somebody kind of did something like that. So like I can never do that.
Right.
You know, it definitely just like, it sucks the life out of you a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love the whole thing about, your company's idea about disconnect.
Mm-hmm.
And so, wait, what was the website you said where you're?
Well, so I tried to buy the domain, but it was never able to like actually go through. So like I have a Shopify account.
Shopify.
Yeah. I have a Shopify account. We just haven't been able to like get the domain up and running. Because technology.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know Shopify was a thing.
Yeah, dude.
When I created my website for this mentally ill, I used GoDaddy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I never would have known what you were talking about domain. I needed to get the domain
Right.
until I did that. But like it's I don't know, it worked out pretty good. And
yeah, I mean GoDaddy is a good one. There's a lot of good ones out there. I think like the reason we chose Shopify is just because like it's an e-commerce like thing.
Okay.
So it's like it's much easier to set up like the shop that way for our shirts.
Well, like see, this is the mentally ill website.
Yeah.
mentallylm.com. And get that out the way. Goes down here. You can subscribe. It's got that little area. But right here is the cool spot. It says click here to check out all episodes. And when you click on that, it takes you to Buzzsprout, which is Buzzsprout. See, I had to learn all of this.
Yeah.
Buzzsprout is, a lot of people think that, like, for instance, Joe Rogan and The Last House on the Left and Hardcore History, all those podcasts, a lot of people think that all those episodes are uploaded to Spotify. That's or Amazon Music or Apple Podcasts. That's not the case. All of those platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, they all need a host. Or I can't remember the exact name of it, but that's what Buzzsprout is. Buzzsprout is where all of your stuff is housed. All of your episodes are housed here. And then once you have this hub, you can get something called an RRS or an RSS or something. It's basically a link that's what you give Spotify. That's what you give Amazon Music. And then it's accessible through that.
Interesting.
So this is kind of like the main hub. So like if I were to go to, I can't believe I don't have Spotify pulled up on here, but if I was to go to Spotify and get into my account and go up here now to, within Spotify, I'm searching mentally ill.
There it goes.
Ah, there it is.
There it is.
Right there. And so now on Spotify, you can go down and you got all the episodes there. But they are getting it from Buzzsprout.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, all that stuff is just like so beyond me.
Well, dude, I had no idea about any of this, and had to like figure it out as I went.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I think that's just life.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's just faking it until we make it.
Absolutely, dude. I work with a lot of people as a mental health professional, and I'm here to tell you, man, from the 18-year-old, 17-year-old who's just coming to talk to me because his parents are making him, to the 65-year-old multimillionaire going through a divorce, everybody is just faking it till they make it.
Absolutely, man.
And it's like, and if we would all just be honest about that,
I think it would be a lot better.
it would be.
Yeah. But so many people have to save face or like blah, 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 or want to look better than they are.
Dude, the ego is so stupid.
So stupid.
So
but we all got it,
But
dude.
we all do
It's
it.
like,
We all got it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like we covered a lot. So, like, what is the next move with your project, The Getaway Perch?
Yeah. Next moves going forward, have our website like fully functional.
Okay.
Fully ready to go. We want to be able to get a backstock of shirts so that we can just like easily, like, people can come up to us and like ask us for a shirt, so that like through our website people can put in orders and we can just like ship them immediately. So we want that to start getting rolling and like pretty good. We also want to start like doing actual like podcasts, rolling out the podcast and getting more like interviews with people, because we have a bunch of interviews in the bank. We just don't have a way of putting them out there yet, or we don't really know what we're doing, so we're just kind of like fondling through all that, like blindly in the dark.
Yeah.
And so we really want to get that up and going and just like kind of get at least our first podcast episode out there. It's all very like not like a professional setup like this at all. It's very like impromptu. Like I have like a voice recorder thing that I put in the middle of the room, and like that's what happened.
Dude, I mean, that's how I started.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like this didn't happen overnight.
Right, exactly. And I think it's really cool that way. I was able to do like interviews when I went back home to Colorado and visited. Like I was able just to like have it and like set it up in between us and just kind of like record. It's very like, it feels very real that way, and very just like wow, in the moment, almost like you brought yourself there, which has its own appeal.
In the vein of, like you just said, being able to have something where we can just go and record certain people, I did want to turn you onto this. So these little recorders right here.
The Zoom?
Yeah, man. Zoom. That's what this is. It's a Zoom pod track.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So it's the same company. Like this is the very simple one, $99. This right here is 4 tracks. That's 2. This is 4 tracks. And this one right here is 6 tracks. I would definitely recommend, if you're just looking for something to be able to roll up to a spot and like talk to a few people, like that's where it's at, because the audio quality is
good.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah, because I got like a shitty one. I don't even know. I think just off Amazon I looked up like cheap ones. And like it gets the job done, and we can record it and whatnot. And
there's also this one, which is like a little baby version of this.
Oh, that's like, really cool.
Yeah, like it comes with its own mics, headset, and looks like you got 4 tracks.
That's not bad.
What does it say? Yeah, 4 multi-track podcast recorder. Yeah, like that's kind of like what what I would aim for. Like if I was doing what you guys were doing.
Yeah, for sure. We want to do a lot of like on the street kind of like impromptu, just like run up to people and be like, what is the best part of your week?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Kind of bombard people with like kindness kind of thing.
Well, then if you want to run up to people in the street, I would definitely recommend this one.
Yeah. I think we have a lot of ideas along that lines, but I do think something like that would be amazing. Another big thing for us is like money, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Just because like we don't have any like people that have like invested or anything. Like it's all been out of me and Wyatt's pocket. And, you know, definitely it is draining, you know? Like I have bills and I have all these things that I need to pay. And, you know, it's like another thing. But at the end of the day, I think it's worth it. Just because it is something that I do feel passionate about. I have passion for. Now we're looking for things like going to the bank and getting a grant and like stuff like that. You know, different investors, whatever, so that we can like, you know, do stuff. We both also have like jobs. So we've been trying to work a little bit harder so we can have money for TGP and stuff like that. You know, it's all a learning process, you know.
It is.
We started it in December.
And there can be a lot of frustration in the learning process, but
For sure.
At the end of the day, man, that's like so much of the fun.
Yes.
Like whenever you're up against something that's really frustrating you, you've been beating your head against the wall trying to figure it out, and then whenever it comes together, it's like it's very cool. It's
Absolutely.
a very cool feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like once I set my mind on something to do it, like it's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, that's what I did with drugs and alcohol for so long. You know, I was like, I want that one, so I'm gonna go get it, no matter how hard or whatever. I'm gonna do it, whatever it takes. You know, and I've taken that, and for the most part, transitioned it into my life today. You know, still like figuring out how to be an adult along the way and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's all a learning process, but once I have my mind on something, it's gonna happen. Which is like, it's kind of cool, almost like a superpower in a way, but I think everybody has it, you know? That's just part of being a human being, is if you really put in the effort, like you're going to seek and reap the rewards.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, man, I've heard people say like all the energy and effort that you put into getting the next drink or the next drug whenever, you know, in active addiction, dude, just cultivate 80% of that effort towards doing something good.
Exactly.
And you will succeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, it's like really simple if you really look at it.
It's simple, but not easy.
No. It is hard, but it is simple. Mm-hmm. And I think as people, we just overcomplicate everything. So
we do.
You know, if we really look at it from a simple perspective of just like, yeah, this is something that's like relatively not like few steps. It's going to be hard to reach these steps, but it's very few steps. Mm-hmm. And we can reach there, you know, however long it's going to take. Like, I don't know how long it's going to take for TGP to like fully get to a place where we're making consistently good money. You know, because we'll make money here and there, but it's not like consistent. We also want to like transfer to like printing presses for shirts.
Yeah.
So it'll be like cheaper. We can buy like the shirts of like quality shirts and like get those. Right now it's really cool because we can go through Threadless and they have pretty much every shirt you would ever want. They have like tank tops, they got hoodies, they got bath mats, they got everything.
It's called Threadless?
Threadless, yeah. It's like people can upload their designs and get shirts. So you can go and get like different artists.
Is that it?
Yeah, Threadless. That's it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so you can go and like, if you like create a thing, you can like put your art on a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what like a lot of artists do. And, you know, you can get like so many things. Like you can get hats, you can
I was
get,
about to say, yeah, they have headwear.
oh, dude, you can get a skateboard. You can do like all of it, man. Mugs,
Scarves,
yeah, dude.
buttons, magnets, duffel
Journals.
bags. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool, man. I never heard of this. I'm gonna save it.
Oh yeah, dude. You can get your art on a wall, blah blah blah. So like, really, we can sell like anything through this, and that's like it's been good, but it is in the long run a little bit more expensive than if we were to say get a bunch of blank shirts, blank white tees, and print on them. You know, that would be cheaper in the long run than using Threadless forever. But it's good right now, and it's what we need.
Well, keep in mind, man. Like you said, you guys started this in December,
Yes.
and I mean you're already selling shirts.
Yeah.
6 months later, not even. So I mean, don't compare. Like it's a trap to compare yourself to where other people are in the same game that you're, looking into pursuing.
Yes.
That's a trap. Compare. If you got to compare yourself
to where we were.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I agree so much.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard in like the whole business aspect of it all because you want to like stand out from the other shirt companies and like the other stuff. So it's like, for me at least, like I find myself, I fall into that comparison very, very easily. And, I just like, it is important just to look at where we came from and where we're going. And in the terms of just TGP, we are going in a great direction. And sometimes for me, like, I'm like, oh man, we're not even like going as fast as we want to. And like, oh, we should have been like here months ago.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, really, like, that's just me being, greedy and wanting it all now.
And being very hard on yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I also do have that ability to take that pause and look back and see that, yeah, dude, it has been since December. We've sold shirts. We're about to drop another line of shirts. We have a bunch of artwork that's saved up. We have a bunch of interviews that are lined up. All we need to do is just figure out the whole internet and we can get it done,
Well, yeah. Get on that, get on Shopify or whatever and get your website finished so that I can put it
yes
in the description of this.
That would be very cool
when I release it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we do have Instagram, so that's always available.
I'll definitely put that that link in there too, but go ahead and give it a shout out. What is it on Instagram?
Yeah, it's at the Getaway Perch. And that is it.
At the Getaway
The Getaway Perch, all one word. And it's a picture of a bird with a little branch.
Hell yeah. Well, dude, I'm just, right before we wrap up, I just want to say I applaud you, and I think that what you're doing is great. We've talked about this before, but I just, I love what you're doing. I love the passion. Passion is so much one of the best parts about having a pulse is if you can become passionate at something. That's something that not everybody has, man. And it's like if everybody had something they were passionate about, the world would be a better place.
So true.
I love that you found something that you're passionate about. And obviously, please don't ever hesitate to ask me if there's something I can do to help out. If you guys want to hop back on here again because you
absolutely.
got something about to launch, please let me know. And
thank you.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out and chatting with me a little bit.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mentally